Hey folks, welcome you all to a new video. This is CA Ganesh Bharadwaj. So now this video is mainly for students who have just cleared their CA foundation. So the results were out on 7th of Feb, I guess. So it's been about a week, right? And so I deliberately waited for some time because I wanted you guys to celebrate and settle down so that yes, you guys will now, at least I hope that you guys will now be focused on to the next phase of your course. So yes, my heartiest congratulations to all of you who have cleared your CA foundation and who are now stepping into the intermediate level. Now first let me introduce myself for those who are visiting my channel for the first time. My name is CA Ganesh Bharadwaj. So I am a chartered accountant in practice and I'm also a passionate teacher. And at the intermediate level for CA, I handle costing, which is paper 4, and paper 6A, which is financial management. And soon I'm going to start for AFM, advanced financial management, the final level as well. So I'm based out in Chennai, and there's one big misconception that many people have. First of all, people think that I am somewhere from the north. Okay, that's not nothing wrong about it. But first, let me be very clear. So I am a person from Chennai. So my mother tongue is Tamil. So Tamil ரொம்ப நல்லாவே பேசுவேன். So absolutely no problem. Because the thing is, I still feel that some students who are like, they're shocked to know that I'm from the south. Like, what's shocking in that? Anyways, so I just wanted to clarify that because even a few minutes back, I got a call from a student. Said, "Sir, I thought you were a North Indian." Like, okay, fine. There's nothing wrong in being a North Indian, but okay, I was thinking that okay, so people know that I am basically from the south. Anyways, guys, so that's about it. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about the next few months lying ahead for those who are going to appear for their CA intermediate exams, which is upcoming in the November 2024. So yes, congratulations, you guys have cleared the first level of the course, which is foundation. But yes, trust me, the second level of the course, which is intermediate, the distance between the foundation and the intermediate level is definitely vast. Now, whatever was the impression that you got from the foundation level about this course, please keep it aside. Yes, it's a much deserved success, but please don't think that this is exactly how the course is going to be on all the the remaining 2 levels as well. Now, don't think I'm frightening you. No, I'm just asking you to rewire your mindset, because the jump between foundation and inter is very huge. It's not like from 11th to 12th. No, it is like, I would say, just to give you an analogy, it's like moving from class 6 directly to maybe class 10th or 12th. So because in your intermediate level, what you guys are going to study is 3 years of BCom put together and much more than that, right? Now, is it possible, sir? 100% possible. You have a lot of time, solid 8+ months you have, right? So you can just enjoy and study. That's the most important part. It's not at all, I would say, complicated. Or if you start right now, or maybe in a few weeks from now, yes, you can definitely love the process of your preparation for your CA intermediate, because more than the results, loving the process is more important. And in this video, I'm going to share a few important things which I want you all to know about the CA intermediate level. Yes, CA foundation is done and dusted, but the strategy for intermediate will be slightly different. And the earlier you start preparing for your exams, the better it is. And one more thing, it doesn't mean that I'm doing a very high level course, so I should not, I should sacrifice on my entertainment and all that. No, have a balance. Work while you work, play while you play. There is a saying in English. So when you're doing your work, you do it. And when you want to have fun, you have fun. There is another saying. They say work hard, party harder, right? So when you're working, you work, give your everything so that you will cherish every moment that when you're having fun, right? So now, basically in this video, I'm going to address 4 aspects that generally students at this level have an issue about. The first one is regarding, how do I go about with my preparation? should I do a self-study or should I take coaching classes? Right? Now, if I do a self-study, then how should I go about with this? If I go for coaching, then there are certain parameters that I need to consider about. Yes, this is something that we will be seeing. Then, having chosen whether it's self-study or the the coaching route, whether what are all the study resources that I need to follow, right? This is again a common issue that generally many students face. And then having chosen all these things, having set my path right, how am I going to maintain the consistency for the next 8 to 9 months ahead? And then finally, I am also going to give one add-on point, that's about the importance of mock exam, right? This you might not be thinking of today, but trust me, the earlier you know about this, the better it gets, right? So these are broadly the 4 points that I want to address. Now, before addressing these 4 points, there is one very important thing that I want to tell you all. Now, if you are a person who thinks that you can just mug up and prepare for your exams, I'm sorry, you will be taken for a shock. That's not the way it functions. Conceptual learning is the only way forward for your CA intermediate and final level. To some extent, I also believe it is there in foundation. But yes, without conceptual knowledge, you cannot proceed forward, because honestly, the syllabus is huge, right? How many things can you remember? How many things can you mug up? So you know things logically, so you need not have the pain of remembering things. And automatically, your exam will just be a breeze. You can easily clear it off, provided you know things conceptually. So the earlier you realize it, the better it is. Because in my past experience, I've seen many students who have regretted not learning the subjects conceptually before. So that is one very important thing I want to share. Now, there are another set of people who believe that, sir, there will be some question bank and all, right? So 100, 500, 1000 sums I will solve, right? I will solve 1000 sums, go to exam, out of this one sum will only come. No, it is not like that. You need to know things conceptually, right? If you solve 1000 sums in exam, 1001th sum can also come, right? Rather, if you solve just 100 sums that touches upon all the concepts, then any kind of sum you will be in a position to tackle. That should be your preparation at the intermediate and final level. Clear with this, guys? So let me just share one interesting meme here. So I would like to show you guys a meme that can drive home this point, and I hope you guys find it funny. Now, look at this. So this is from our Talevar Vadivel, right? Look at this. Practicing question bank blindly without understanding the concept. So you will have a feeling that you know everything, and this is how you will enter the exam hall at 2 p.m. Technically, it is 1:45 p.m. including reading time. But once you see the exam paper, and then at 5 p.m. when you come out, this is how it will be. Because you think that blindly mugging up and doing 100 sums is enough. It doesn't work like that, because conceptual knowledge is what is more important. Look at this. நம்ம practice பண்ண எல்லா சம்லயும் ஒரு twist வச்சு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. Yes, this is how it will be, guys. It's not a twist. Basically, to handle this, you should have conceptual knowledge. That's about it, right? So only if I attend a coaching class, it will happen. Nothing of that sort. I believe that CA is a self-study course. You can prepare by yourself. I will come to that. I will come to that point later. But first, please know that this is not something that you guys can mug up and go. Absolutely not. It doesn't work like that, right? And one more thing. Now, I've also seen students who feel that while attending the lectures, they feel like it's very easy. This subject, this is all. They all said CA is difficult. No, I'm not saying CA is difficult. I'm just saying it requires some efforts from your side. But many people, they don't take the efforts. They say, why do I need to take efforts? While solving sums in the class, this is how they feel. So very jolly, Jackie only, right? So they feel very happy about it. So what is the big deal? Without practicing, if you go to exam, now this is how it will be, right? So அன்னைக்கு கொஸ்டின் வேற மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு, இன்னைக்கு கொஸ்டின் வேற மாதிரி இருக்கு, ரைட்? ஒழுங்கா கான்செப்டே படிக்கணும். Yes, that is how many students feel. Now guys, this might sound funny, but I'm telling you, these are certain things which I have, received as a feedback from students. So I just wanted to put it in a jovial way so that it drives home the point. Look, guys, conceptual learning is the way forward. No matter what, that's the way to learn. Clear with this, guys, right? So I just wanted to share these few things before we get started. Now, first, let me address this issue. Sir, should I go for a self-study or should I take a coaching class? Now, honestly, I would say that whether you do a self-study or coaching class, go for a coaching class, anyways, you are the one who needs to put the efforts. So even if you go to a coaching class, you need to sit with the books and study. There is definitely no doubt about that. If you're doing a self-study, can I able to crack the exams? Yes, 100% yes. The only thing is, it might take more time for you to figure out things by yourself. So you can prepare it. It is not impossible. But as compared to taking a coaching class, here in a self-study, you will be having to spend more time. You will need to take some extra time in understanding some intricate concepts, right? To be honest, in my opinion, in a coaching class, there are two advantages. That's about it, right? And again, I'm not saying it is mandatory. There are only two advantages. Number one, it saves a lot of your time. It saves a lot of your time. Instead of you figuring out, right, there is a faculty who will explain things and structure it in a certain way. Because if you are doing a self-study, you generally cannot go chapter wise, like chapter 1, then chapter 2, then chapter 3. No, it doesn't work like that, right? If you see in costing and all, we start off with chapter 6 only, right? And then we will enter into another chapter. So we'll go to chapter 3, then chapter 4, then chapter 7 and all. See, there is actually a way in which you should learn subjects, right? So that structure, you will be getting it. Now, if I do self-study, will I not be able to get it? No, not like that. Maybe it might take time for you to figure out that this is the way to learn the subject. That's about it, right? And number two, the faculty might be having their own experience. So with their experience that they will be sharing, they might come up with new examples that are more relatable for you. And with that, you can enhance your learning experience. But for these two, both these routes will help you reach the same destination, that is cracking your exam. So this is what I strongly believe. But if you are a person who is going to do self-study, sir, how do I do that? Now, you need to have a very, very high level of self-discipline, because there is no one who is going to tell you, like, you need to study this chapter first and then you need to study the other chapter and all. So you need to have a lot of self-discipline. And of course, you need to have that perseverance and patience, because you might not understand everything in the first reading itself. So you need to do multiple readings, but once you do it, you will be able to master. There is no doubt about it. But the kind of efforts that you need to put will definitely be high. If you are ready for that efforts, definitely go for self-study, right? Now, sir, no sir, I want to take a coaching class. If you belong to this category. Now, again, there are a lot of questions when it comes to taking up a coaching class. Now, sir, there are multiple modes now. You guys have so many options. You can watch the lectures on a recorded mode, or you can attend the lectures on a face-to-face. There is also one more model called online live, that is sitting at home while the faculty sits somewhere else and teaches. It's a live class that is happening online. Now, which mode to pick? Now, again, this is a very personal choice. Now, if you are a person who feel that, only if I go to a physical class and learn it, I might get the best experience, then maybe you can go for a face-to-face. But one limitation is your options are limited. That is, you might not get the liberty to choose the best faculties for every subject, right? So maybe there will be some faculties who are saying far off from your place. So how can you access that? That could be the issue. Else, if you're able to find good faculties in your nearby area where you can even reduce your travel time and all that, you can go for it. Now, with respect to recorded mode, you have a lot of options. You can choose the faculties with whom you want to study. That is, you can decide who should be your teacher. Subject wise, it's my humble opinion. Even when I was studying Inter back then, there was no all this recorded modes and all. I attended subject-wise classes at my intermediate level only. So I didn't join, a particular academy for all subjects and all. I did that because I felt that I deserve to get the best learning experience being taught by the best teacher. The best teacher means from my opinion, right? And how do I know whether a teacher is best or not? So we go and we used to sit for the demo lectures 1 or 2 days and we do it. Now you guys have all the access right now. So you can watch a demo video on YouTube, and with that you can see whether the wavelength of the faculty matches or not. If yes, you can go with that. That's about it. It's very clear. Maybe you might hear some recommendations. Once you hear recommendations, you can go to their YouTube channel or you can even watch their videos, get a proper view. You get the first-hand experience, and then you see. Yes, you also ask your seniors, and then you go and buy your lectures. This is how it should work everywhere. Because do not let anyone control you or tell you that you need to do this, you need to do that. See, there is a style of, there is a way in which every person will be learning. So you should obviously go for that style which suits you. That's about it, right? So that is with regarding to the mode. And in case of a recorded lecture, generally what we do is we prepare and give timetables, right? So if you stick to the timetable, obviously this will be the best learning experience because you can save a lot of time with respect to traveling, number one. Number two, you can get the faculties that you want being, sitting in your place. You can have access to it, or you can go to a nearby library and, watch the videos. It's up to you, right? You have that access, you have that liberty. And number three, since it is a recorded mode, one big advantage is, suppose you're feeling too sleepy or you are not in a position to concentrate, you can pause the video, maybe take a nap and then come back. There are certain advantages here. In case of a face-to-face, the discipline is automatically imbibed there. So these are basically, the things that, generally happen here. With respect to online live, it's blended. You can't rewind the video or you can't pause it and all. So these are certain things. But however, every day the timing will be fixed. And again, here, not all faculties will go for online live. The options are relatively limited, right? So I'm just putting the options in front of you. Again, you guys can choose which one suits you well. Now, having chosen the mode, that is a face-to-face or a recording or whatever. Now, many students again have this question: sir, should I join a particular academy for all the subjects, or should I go subject-wise? Now, any day I would generally, what I prefer is a subject-wise teaching, because you get to choose the faculty for whichever subject that you want to study. But if you feel that in a particular academy they are providing for all the subjects, then you better watch the demo videos and you decide for yourself. If it works out for you, then you can go with it. As simple as that. So there is no hard and fast rule that this is right or this is wrong. If you feel all the faculties of a particular academy suits well for you, then you please go for it. Else, if you want to handpick your faculties, you can do that also. But please, before you do anything that is subject-wise or joining for the both the groups for the entire course and all, you definitely make it a point to, number one, watch the demo lectures, and number two, look for the reviews of every single faculty, not for the entire academy as a whole. Faculty wise, you do it because that's how you will learn. You are going to learn a particular subject from a faculty, right? It's a direct communication happening between you and the faculty. So there are a lot of community pages where you can find a lot of things about faculties. Now there are a lot of Telegram groups, organic Telegram groups. It's not like the faculties or the academies promoting themselves. There are students reviews giving their own reviews on Telegram channels and all these things. There are a lot of access that you guys are experts in. You can find out and then you can come up with it. Now, having said that, how do you pick your teacher? Now, in my opinion, there is no best teacher or there is no not so good teacher and all. Picking a teacher purely is a personal choice. That is, it depends on the wavelength. As I was just telling you, if you feel that a particular faculty is able to effectively communicate or transfer the knowledge to you, then it means that yes, okay, so this faculty is acceptable from your side. That's about it. Because earlier, I would even say some about 10, 12 years back, there were not much of faculties. So having not much of faculties was a problem. Now you have too many faculties. Choosing which one to pick is again another problem. So You have too many options or too less options. Both are, difficult situation. What I would suggest is there is nothing called as the best and all. It is completely your choice. So that's why I'm saying before you pick a faculty, you better watch their demo videos and then get the feedback from the seniors and all the students who are currently watching their lectures, right? And based on that, if you feel that yes, it's worthwhile going there, then you do. Take an informed decision. Always be clear about it, right? So that is about the first segment, right? So whichever thing that you choose, self-study or coaching, both will actually lead you to the same destination. It is going to be the same. Fine. Next, sir, what are the study resources that I need to follow? Now, if you are planning to do a self-study, I would definitely recommend you to only use ICAI study material. ICAI study material is the best, right? Because I even tell it to my students, even I have in our website, I have given all the resource books and all, right? The handbook specifically. I generally tell students, if you are doing a self-study, please don't use my handbook. You rather use the institute study material itself, because this handbook is meant for people who are watching the lectures, right? If you want, you can download and see it for yourself, because generally my opinion is institute study material is the ultimate source from which your exams gets picked up, right? So even in my handbook, ultimately whoever is the faculty that you're going, they will only pick the content from the study material, just that the sequencing, the style of explanation and all these things will be, different. That's about it. So a study material is meant to be a self-study material, right? So that is the reason why if you are going for a study, if you are going for a self-study, better follow that ICAI study material. And apart from this, if you want to practice questions that you can use, there will be so many question banks and all, but the question bank should not be a source of preparation. It should only be a source of practice. The learning should come from your study material, right? Suppose you're going for coaching classes, then in that case, now I will tell you one thing. You do all the due diligence before you pick the right faculty, right? That is, before you pick a faculty, before you choose a faculty for yourself, right? You do all the due diligence, you do all the research, you ask all the questions you want, whatever doubts you have about the faculty, the way of teaching and all that, you ask, you get yourself convinced. The moment you actually find you have selected your faculty, now the most important factor is you need to trust the faculty. That's more important, because see, before picking a faculty, you can have all these questions. Once you're convinced, you go to a particular faculty. Now again, questioning there will not help you, because now that faculty is going to guide you to your exams. So please follow the material that is being used for your classroom discussion. Whatever, wherever you join, I'm not just telling that you have to join me. That is not the reason why I'm making this video. Wherever you join, you follow that faculty's material, right? You follow that, and apart from that, all your past exam and RTP questions or question banks that you can choose anywhere, but predominantly the source of preparation should be by way of the lectures plus their material. This is how it should be generally, because if you have too many materials, like one chapter I will study from faculty A's material, another chapter I will study from another faculty B's material, it doesn't work out, right? Because many topics are interlinked. That's why students have even asked me to provide chapter wise lectures. I've deliberately said no, because there is a lot of interlinking to do. Now, if I just give you one chapter called ABC, without knowing overage, you can't even enter to ABC, right? So that is how it is. So you pick a faculty and trust the faculty till the end. This would be my suggestion. Now, next, now sir, having fine, so now either self-study or I'm going for a particular class. Now, how do I maintain consistency? Now, this part is very easy to explain because you all know it. The problem is execution is where things get a little difficult. Now, if you are doing self-study, the moment you finish a chapter, you need to revise it once and then solve all the past exam and RTP questions. Institute gives you something called as RTP, that is revision test paper for every attempt, right? So you can download it from the Board of Studies portal, or in my website also, costfin.in, I have kept it. Last 12 attempts RTPs for costing and FM, the subjects that I handle, I have kept it. Anywhere you can download it, or I've even compiled a practice manual which is free of cost for download. You can download that. Now, the moment you finish a particular chapter, make sure that you have acquired the knowledge to practice the exam and RTP type of questions, right? The moment you do that, chapter wise, not subject wise, chapter wise you do that, it gives you tremendous confidence that yes, I am ready for exam. So you will be that exam kind of material and you will be having the confidence to move forward. Clear? If you postpone this, after I finish the full subject costing, I will just do the RTP and study and your past exam, it will not work out because by then one full subject has been piled up. Chapter wise, then and there, either you are doing a self study or you are attending a lecture. Once the chapter is getting over, no matter what, you pick the past exam questions and RTP. That is basically what I've compiled as practice manual. You just practice it. You just practice it and see if you are able to attempt the questions by yourself. If not, then there might be some issue either with your presentation or with your conceptual knowledge. Now, presentation, yes, it can be improved quite easily, but conceptual knowledge, never postpone it. Never postpone it towards the end and all. If you are lagging somewhere in the conceptual area, that's when you need to, make sure that the conceptual knowledge is getting in, right? You should bridge that gap. Clear with this, guys? And this needs to be followed consistently, right? Whenever you are doing all the subjects, make sure that the moment you finish a particular chapter in a particular subject, do the past exam RTP questions so that you get that confidence. That is very important. And one time revision and all is not sufficient. Once again, you will have to revisit after a week. And then once again, you will have to revisit after a month. But the best part is now, if you are, very attentive at the time you prepare either self-study or if you're very attentive in the class, right? I generally tell you all to write your running notes and all, right? Now, if you have written all those running notes, I would suggest that even if you are doing a self-study, maintain something called as running notes. Running notes is nothing but whatever you have understood, either by studying or whatever the faculty is explaining, just scribble it in your own language so that tomorrow when you have to revisit whatever you have prepared, you just need to look at your running notes and whatever you took 1 hour, right? The concept that you took 1 hour to learn, right now it will only take you 5 minutes to revise, and that's about it, right? So the efforts that you have put have been placed in a piece of paper as running notes that just needs to be revisited then and there. It will be easy for you. This way you can have the subjects in your fingerprints, and trust me, it is not at all difficult. The problem is we all lack that self-discipline. So not just you, I'm saying even me, everyone, we don't have that self-discipline or we don't have that consistency. If we can even have little bit of consistency and self-discipline, it will do wonders. And I'm telling you, scoring an 80 plus and all is not at all, difficult. It is possible, 100% possible, right? So I'm telling you guys with a very good level of certainty. The thing is, you automatically get brainwashed that the moment you're entering into CA, so people say that it's difficult and all, and you should only focus on passing. Who said? Nothing of that sort. If you're very consistent, this is the right time to start your preparation. Do it. If you want to take a vacation, it's okay. Take entire Feb also. Start from March. And that's about it. 8 months solid you will be having, and you can do wonders. Trust me. 8 months is a very long time to crack 6 papers. Right. So, yes, to maintain consistency, frequent revision, chapter wise, it needs to be revisited. And that is what is more important. And finally, a month or two before your exam, it is mandatory to write one full-fledged mock exam. This mock exam is anyways conducted by ICAI. Per paper, I think they charge about 100 rupees or so. That's all nominal. You can go to the institute. I would suggest you go to your nearby chapter or your regional council, wherever it is, and take up the exam, which is very much important because, see, in your board exams, before you wrote your board exams, you had something called as pre-board and all, right? And before that also revision 1, revision 2, you had so many exams. So by the time you reached your main exams, you were already experienced with that and that exam atmosphere, and that was the reason why you were able to perform really well. Now, nothing has changed in CA. The thing is, no one is forcing you to do this. That's all. What I'm saying is, you make it a point, you plan your studies in such a way that definitely 1 month before your exam, you write 1 or maximum 2 mock exams you write. That's definitely sufficient. Mock exams, every attempt, 2 series of mock exams for all the 6 papers are conducted by ICAI. Now, if you want, you can go and write for which you need to pay to the institute. If not, institute anyways releases all these mock exam papers. It uploads on the website. You can download it, sit in your house, and you can write the exam between 2 to 5, create that exam atmosphere and do it. Nothing like it. That's the best experience that you can get. If you don't have ICI nearby, maybe some private academies are also taking mock exams. If you want to go somewhere and write, that would also be another alternative. But do not go to the exam without writing a mock test, because if you do, it's more of a suicidal mission. Never ever do that. Clear with this, guys, right? So these are certain things that I just wanted to tell you all. And if someone is giving you a picture that, CA exams are difficult, absolutely not. It is just that, the matter of priority that, that is more important. So if you are not preparing right from the beginning, obviously the load will be high. And at that point of time, you will just be having 3 months left to the exam, and you will feel obviously the load is huge. It's difficult. Generally, what happens is that's when people start postponing their attempts and all. Do not fall into that trap, right? Take some time off. Your results have come. Enjoy yourselves. It's absolutely fine. And then once you start, just start it like anything. And most importantly, do not think about results today. You just focus on the process of acquiring the knowledge. 2 months before your exam, automatically you will get into the exam mode, and that's when you will be able to crack it well. So do not fall into that right now. Fine. And again, I'm telling you again and again, conceptual learning is the most important thing that you need to work on. Be it law, be it tax, be it any practical papers like costing, FM, accounts, any paper, right? So sir, in law, what is practical? Yes, if you know why this is being made, why a particular section was introduced, at least a little background if you know, that's about it, right? I'm not asking you to mug up. If you just know a particular section, what it says, why it has come and all, then automatically you will know the legislative intention as to why this section was coming. Now even if a surprise element comes in the exam, you will know what was the law's intention. With that you can crack it, right? Fine. Anyways, it goes without saying, our subjects costing and FM is anyways filled with logics. Not even a single formula needs to be mugged up, right? I'm telling you, in costing and FM and all, not even a single formula needs to be mugged up. So you can even ask your seniors. If someone says it's mugging up, absolutely not. Do not fall into the trap, any of the subject for that matter, right? So this is what I want to share with you all. And of course, remember that meme that I shared with you all. So you guys need to know that it's not just a matter of mugging up, but I'm telling you, it is going to be super fun, because the subjects that you have ahead of you, they are condensed, they have contained and reduced it into 6 papers. Earlier it was 8, now they have reduced it to 6, right? So content wise, syllabus wise, they have slightly reduced. And now what they have done is, inside every subject, they are testing in depth, right? The conceptual knowledge they are testing is very high. So that is the reason why I'm hammering again and again on the conceptual clarity. Now you will see the difference by yourself. Anyways, you guys have one more advantage. So anyways, ever since the new syllabus is launched, so you are going to be the second attempt. So by the time you guys write your exam, you would have already experienced people who would have come up with the first attempt, and they would be telling you how it works and all. For those who are writing the first attempt, if you are a person who is watching this video and you have if you're attempting your May exams, for you, don't worry, you have another advantage. So generally in the first attempt, generally institute will not go to that level of difficulty generally, because anything that comes new, right now the pattern itself has changed. I'm not saying that you can mug up. That is not what I'm saying. Yes, they will try to, at least they will not make the paper lengthy or something like that, because definitely all of a sudden a huge change cannot be accepted by anyone. That is the logical reason. So past till now, whenever syllabus has been changed, generally in the first attempt, institute will not go that intensive, but they will stick to whatever they have said, that 30% MCQs and 70% your practical paper. And by the way, guys, those who have just cleared the foundation, this every paper now has 30 marks of MCQs and 70 marks of descriptive. Now don't think these 30 marks of MCQs are like just ticking up and finishing off. Back then it was like CPT, you had common proficiency test that was there instead of foundation. There it was much easier as compared to your foundation level. I think in foundation also there is some portion is MCQs there, but these are all case study based MCQs. That is, you need to have a conceptual knowledge. They will give you a case study, you need to read that, and then this conceptual knowledge need to be mapped along with the respective case study. Based on that only you can apply. Now it is not difficult. It will be very easy if you know the concept. If you know the concept, it will be very easy. So it's a do or die scenario. If you do not know the concept, then this 30 marks, nothing much can be done. If you know the concept, this 30 marks in the first half an hour itself, you can crack. So just imagine, you need to score 40 marks. 30 marks is done in the first half an hour. You still have 2.5 hours left in the exam. And if you cross 10 marks, passed. 20 more marks, that's all. Exemption is done. You need not touch the paper again. This is how you need to look at it, right? It is not difficult at all. Trust me, it's not difficult at all. But start focusing on conceptual learning right from day one. Because if you go on a wrong track, then you will completely be misled. And I don't want you guys to fall for it, right? Learn every single thing conceptually, right, guys? And remember what I just said, work hard and party harder, right? So right now, you do all your work properly. Whenever you want to have fun, you can go have fun. Now, sir, the next 8 months, should I sacrifice everything? Who said? No, prioritize. Just prioritize. Weekly, you can definitely take 1 day off. Don't touch your books for 1 day. Every Sunday or every Monday or every Tuesday, you pick 1 day, right? You don't pick your books, it's absolutely fine, right? Other 6 days, make sure that you study well. And that too, sir, every day, continuously, I need to study. No, nothing of that sort. You study for 1.5 hours, take half an hour break, then once again come study for 1.5 hours. See, your life has to be a mix of this, right? Only then you will love the process. And trust me, you have an exciting journey ahead because there are so many things you are going to learn for the first time, right? Taxation laws, your costing, your financial management. There's so many things you're going to learn for the very first time. And I honestly feel that it has to be exciting for you. But to make it exciting again, it all comes back to conceptual learning, which have two advantages. One, it will make you love the subjects. And number two, eventually it will be helping you to crack your exams at ease as well. Right, guys? Fine. So I hope I have given a clarity on most of the aspects which you guys are generally trying to figure out. And I hope you guys find this video useful. So that's it from my side for today, guys. I will see you all in the next one. So thank you all so much and have a great day ahead.